Yo guys, what's going on? Acez is here today with another video. In today's video, we are going to be talking about the separation of PvP and PvE. And this is a video I have been putting off for quite a while now because I really don't want to make it. I don't want to be super negative about Tarkov anymore because I think the game is truthfully in a really good spot, especially for PvE, even though we are missing a bunch of things and PvP is kind of getting exclusive content, we could call it for now. I really do feel like Escape from Tarkov as a whole, there's a few small things that we might not like here, might not like there, but overall, I think the game is in a great spot right now. So I don't want to be overly negative, but we do have to talk about this as it is starting to get a little bit worse, and I'd rather make a video now than make a video when it's already quote-unquote too late. So do me a favor, drop a like on this one and consider subscribing to the channel. We've been taking a few days off here of the content, so I do apologize for you guys who want the regular drops, but, your boy has just kind of been going through his ups and downs with Tarky right now, and I'll get it figured out, I can assure you that. But let's talk about this, man. So I have a little list in front of me, some stuff we're going to mention. We're going to talk about ref. We're going to talk about marathon mode / map-to-map travel. We'll also touch on clothing very lightly, but it's kind of a ref thing. We're going to talk about the new Twitch case drops in general and arena and loot transfer. Let's just start with ref. This is what started everything. This is the first bit of content in Escape from Tarkov that was added and not added to PvE. This is what started it all. And this has been, what, 2 months now that ref has been in the game? Probably even more than that, actually. Time's flying. So we saw ref, and we were all under the impression that ref was going to be added to PvE. It was stated in a Tarkov TV podcast that all arena loot and, money and whatever you can transfer GP, all of that can be transferred over to either your PvP account or your PvE account. And you have those drop containers as well, like the rare crates and stuff like that. Not Twitch drops, but the actual crates from Arena that you can unlock. You also have the GP coin barters that went to ref from the normal traders that we still do not have in PvE. If ref is never going to be added to PvE, then GP coin barters need added back to the traders in PvE. Not PvP, but just in PvE. We need those barters back because GP coins in PvE are completely irrelevant. I don't even loot them anymore. Even though they can go in my secure container, I simply don't even loot them. They are meaningless currently in PvE. I don't know if you can put them in the cultist circle, but I highly doubt it. So we saw ref, and I had made a video right before ref had dropped in that patch saying, hey, this is how to prepare. Everybody was investing in GP coins. And then the patch notes released before the patch is finished and says that ref will not be available in PvE. And all of us were like, okay, that's not that big of a deal. We'll probably get him in a week. Maybe it was a hitch. And then a week goes by, 2 weeks, month, and just until now. And we still have not saw ref. There's been absolutely no mention of ref about PvE from BSG at all, Nikita at all. Nobody has said a single word about it, and it's very tight-lipped. Now, since Nikita originally said ref was going to be for both, I would say that there is some sort of major issue behind the scenes when it comes to the transferring of loot to your PvE account. Now, what doesn't make sense to me, and I'm not a game developer, I don't know code, I don't know none of this stuff, right? What doesn't make sense to me is if we can wipe both accounts, if we can wipe PvE, we can wipe PvP. If there's already an account separation on the BSG website, where is the disconnect from that account and getting loot to go to that account? Where is that disconnect? That's what doesn't make sense to me. So, coming with ref, you have the clothing exclusive to ref, arena, all that stuff. And then you also have, like I mentioned, the GP coin barters. And, it is what it is. We go a few months, and then the next thing that happens is going to be, it's kind of both marathon and Twitch drops, just kind of both at the same time, really. The marathon event started with this patch and has not ended, so I believe there is still a chance, we made a video about this, that we will get map-to-map travel on PvE. We will not get the marathon event that's already been stated, but we might still get map-to-map travel, which would be amazing. Now, I really don't know if there's going to be any issues on the map-to-map end when it comes to BSG and making those changes for PvE. Is it something to do with the raids being local and Streets of Tarkov not being local? Is that going to hold up map to map for PvE? Is it already ready and they are just letting the marathon event go on for a while? Obviously, things we do not know as of right now, but I think if there is any hiccups with the localized raids and marathon or map to map, whatever the case is, even if we don't get all the tasks and all the really cool stuff that was in marathon, even if we have to go back to online raids for map to map travel, I think that would be worth it for BSG to do. We still have all of the servers for all of the maps. You have to remember that anybody who plays co-op, you're going on BSG servers for those maps. Anybody who plays scav raids will go on BSG servers for those maps. So it's not just exclusive to Streets of Tarkov being completely online. You got to remember that local raids are only for solo players on PvE. So if there's any issues there, I feel like there should be a specific map to map / marathon mode for PvE that is all online if local raids are somehow screwing up map to map travel, for example. So I'm still very hopeful for that. Once marathon does end, I do think we'll get it in PvE, but I did want to mention it here because marathon specifically is not available, and it's another thing that only PvP has gotten. So let's hop into the Twitch drops, and then we'll wrap it up with the specific Twitch case. We kind of didn't touch on arena loot too much, but we did at the same time. The GP coins there, really the only other thing we're truly missing out on is being able to send a ton of rubles over to PvE, which that's mainly something that a lot of players who are casuals would take advantage of. Most of us in PvE are already rich, so I think we are going to skip that part of the video. But when it comes to Twitch drops, once again, I think this is something that is acceptable to not have on PvE in the current state of Twitch drops themselves. The drops just were not good. They were not good. Now, for PvP, they were good. You're getting some barter items you need for your hideout, everybody who's just still starting out. You're getting weapons, and if you're not using those weapons on a bare minimum, you're getting magazines, and you're getting a whole bunch of extra stuff, right? You're getting just stuff. And whether you're selling the stuff, whether you're using the stuff, it doesn't matter, but it's going to help you out on PvP. If we would get those drops on PvE, everything would be a quick sell. So, in all honesty, it's really not that big of an issue for me that we didn't get drops specifically over on PvE. Now, if drops would have been something worth watching for, the fact you had to watch 9 hours and some of these legendary drops just really weren't that great. And some of the rare drops just were empty. There was just an issue and they were just completely empty. So, if they would have had something worth getting and we would miss that in PvE, then I think myself and a lot of other players would probably have an issue with it. But I think at this current moment, the state of drops, really, it didn't matter at this point in PvE. Now, the Twitch streamer item case, that's a completely different story. That is something that was enough for me to make this video in the first place, because that is a brand new storage item in Escape from Tarkov that I would like one on PvE. It's not the craziest item in the game by any means, but it has a couple major advantages. The first one, if it's not patched yet, I haven't really been too tapped in. The first one being that it's a money case out the ass. You can put Willer's wallets in it, and you can put 2 mil per wallet. Now, I saw somehow that some of the Twitch cases had an 11x7 and some were a 10x7. So in the 10x7, it's 140 million. In the 11x7, I think it's like 154 million. So I don't really know anything about that, what happened there. But regardless, it's a money case on steroids, and it's a 3x3. So that, number one, is probably the biggest use case for it on PvE because we have so much damn money. That would be amazing to have something that can hold 150 million, 140 million rubles. That would be amazing. But for everybody who hasn't got Kappa yet, it's a great way to keep track of those items and to store them. And, for me, I already have Kappa, so if I would put streamer items in there, it would just be quick sell anyway. But, like I said, then you have the Willer's wallets, and even if you don't want to do that, you can put the Gingy keychain in there, and you can put the keys in there. So it's great for storage. And like I said, that was, I don't want to say the final straw, because I'm not like super wound up. I'm not, raising my voice at all. I'm very calm. And that's a good sign for me, because if something's really bothering me on Tarkov, you know I'm speaking from a place of passion. This really hasn't gotten too out of hand yet, and that's why I'm making the video now, because I know BSG occasionally watch the channel. I don't think they're going to watch, 10 minutes into a video like this one, but if they would, my honest thing I gotta say is just start working on getting this stuff in PvE. Nikita had originally stated that PvE would get the PvP experience. We're starting to fall away from that. And, things get said, and sometimes you can't honor everything you say, and that's life. I understand that. But I think we're close. I think we're really close to getting some of this content in PvE, and, if we can get ref, I think it's going to be great, not only for the PvP side of the game, but it's going to be great for Arena, because you have potentially 50% of the player base playing PvE. If they see a brand new trader that's locked, you can bet your ass they're getting on Arena, and that's going to be good for Arena. And the players who have standard accounts and they purchase PvE, for $70, they're going to have to buy Arena. So, I know BSG likes to, print a little bit of that paper. So if we want to print a little bit of that paper, add ref to PvE. You're going to have at least 10 to 20% of those players who don't have Arena, and they're going to want the content. And the best part is the content's already done. All you have to do is port it to PvE. Ref's already completely done. The task chain's already completely done. It's a no-brainer in my opinion. So I really hope they're working on it. And I know you guys have wanted me to make this video for a while, and I really did try to remain like very, very relaxed and neutral about it. It's really not that bad yet. There's a bunch of little things, yes, that can start to create a bigger issue, but I think we're close. I think this stuff could get done soon. I hope it gets done soon. And map to map will be the biggest turning point, in my opinion. The moment Marathon ends, if we do not have map to map in PvE, I think that will start to cause a lot of problems with the players' general happiness with PvE and the state of it. So that's the video for today. Do me a favor, make sure you're dropping a like on this one, and of course, make sure you subscribe to the channel for more PvE content. I'll see you in the next video. I'm out.